Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new year, new day. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. New Year's Eve. New year. New you. New me. New let's go. Let's get it. Okay? So if we're going to accomplish something different in 2024, something special, it means that we got to think differently. Everything starts with our mindset. Everything starts with our mind, right? So I heard somebody say one time before that everything in this world is created twice. First, you think about it. First, an artist thinks about it and then it gets drawn up. First, even bad decisions, you think about it first. And so we got to start with our thinking and our thought process. We got to think differently. And what I want to do with thinking differently is I want to talk to you about going into this new year, thinking differently about the sacrifices that you're going to make, because I think a lot of people are made to feel bad about themselves for making necessary sacrifices, keyword necessary sacrifices that are required on the journey to greatness. If you show me somebody that has accomplished great things, don't show, I didn't say show me somebody that's accomplished below average things. I want you to show me somebody that's accomplished great things, and I'm going to show you somebody that has made great sacrifices. And so along your journey and along your road of greatness, you're going to have points where you have to make sacrifices. Some sacrifices are temporary sacrifices that down the road provide you great levels of flexibility and freedom. Some sacrifices have to be consistently made. But one thing is for sure, the minute that you're done making some form of sacrifices is the minute that you're done growing. And so I want to give you some examples of what I mean by mindset when it comes to sacrifices. Is I have some young people that I was talking to over the holiday. About 2 of them are going to school to be a doctor, and 2 separate types of doctors. One's at NYU, 2 really good schools, 2 really good kids, 2 really good smart people. And we're talking about, first of all, neither one of them are living in their hometown. So that's a sacrifice. One's living in New York, the other one's living in D.C. So they're living in big cities, not really big city like that growing up people, but they're not away. They're not seeing their mom and dad every day. Not seeing their dog every day. Not with the people that they grew up with every day. So already we're talking about sacrifices. And so I get to talking to them and encouraging them on their sacrifices. And I'm asking them, what do they do with their time, their free time, and this and that. And so they start getting into telling me, one of them was saying, I'll go to school and then I'll study another 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day on top of everything else because I got to prepare for the MCAT. And so when we start looking at the hours they're in school and the amount of hours that they're studying, I think it's easy to add up for any student that is in this type of medical situation. Even if you're not in class, there's so much studying, so much research that has to happen. Probably comfortable saying that those kids, those young adults would say they're probably doing easy 12-hour days when it's all adds up, okay? A lot of them rack up a bunch of student debt. One of the kids I was talking to, he's actually on full ride, a scholarship to school, but I'm like, so you ain't got no debt? He's like, well, I got bills because I got it's not cheap. It's not cheap to live over here. And I got to pay for my own food. I got to pay for my own living situation. And so that's a lot of money. And so, but normally if that isn't the situation, you got somebody that's going to school for, you call it 8 to 15 years with residency, stop, pause, do this, do that, apply for this school, year off, whatever, 8, 10, 12, 13 years, whatever. And you rack up $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in student debt. And when you come home for a few days for the holidays or whatever it is, people are saying, I'm so proud of you. So proud of you for all that. And I think the parents and the friends and the people should be proud of those people. Because they're doing something that not a lot of people are willing to do, which the hopeful payoff is 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road, they get to live a life that other people don't get to live either, right? So you look at that and say, man, that sucks to go to school all that time, all that money, all the money you could have made. What if you could have made money for 15 years? How much money is that? But we're looking, hey, let's live the next 15 years like this, or 12 years like this, 20, to 32, or 18 to 30, 35, whatever. But Lord willing, we live the next 50 years, in 40, 50 years, life is good because of those sacrifices. Oh, good job, Johnny. Good job, Susie, right? But if you get into something that the world hasn't yet adopted because it's not maybe school set path, and you say, I'm going to open up a business as an entrepreneur, or I'm going to be an independent contractor, or I'm going to work in a straight commission business, or I'm going to be a fighter, or I'm going to do this, or whatever's off that beaten path. Now you got to make sacrifices, like the doctor. But the doctor got to wait 12 years. You may have to wait 12 months, 24 months, and you sacrifice and you put in the time. But in your process of putting in the time, people are telling you, you're bad, Johnny. You're bad, Susie. Your priorities are out of line. You don't care about your family. You don't do this for yourself and all this and that. But a lot of times, Johnny and Susie are living right in their same hometown. The doctors I just mentioned, they're scattered across the country. They don't get to see their family. They can't just pick up and get in a car anytime they want. But you're bad. You're working 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. You're working weekends. That's a shame. Why would one person be ashamed and the other person were proud? Why? How can that be? It's because it's just mentally more acceptable. And so if you want to go to life and be a doctor, you may not be a doctor in a medical form, but you may need to be a doctor in your field. And your doctor in your field may take you 8, 10, 12 years to master and become a doctor in that field in more than 40-hour work weeks. And people are going to tell you you're crazy, but they don't tell the doctor they're crazy. Okay? And so you got to be able to encourage yourself. The next thing is, a lot of people come out the gates 2024 and they got a goal. They got a big goal. Okay? Even people in our business sales, they're starting out the month in January and they have a sales goal. And in their sales goal, a lot of them have big goals. So my suggestion on these big goals is you got to break it down into small goals. Okay? Break that big monthly goal down. What do you need to do week number 1? Get your eye on that. And then break that down into, what do I got to do every day for the next 7 days? Don't worry about day 28. Just worry about day 1. Take a peek at day 2. What do I got to do here? Like eating an elephant one bite at a time. So let me control today. How can I control today with my effort? You should have like an effort goal. Here's how many reps I want to do. Here's how many calls I got to make. Here's an effort goal. And then while you're in the process of doing that, you got to be able to overcome obstacles while biting that elephant one bite at a time. So if you're eating an elephant one bite at a time, big old elephant, can't eat it all in one bite, right? Big goal. You got that big goal, but you got to focus on today. But this week, oh man, I got a problem this week. This happened in my life. This happened in personal life. I didn't expect for this to happen. I got obstacles now that are starting arising. I think people don't plan their goals around understanding that obstacles are going to arise. Obstacles will arise. It's like if I have to be driving and I have to be in Florida and it says it's a 16-hour trip, I have to plan that I'm going to have to pull over, use the restroom, plan that I might have to get something to eat, plan that there might be a traffic jam, plan you got to leave early because Murphy's going to be there. You know Murphy, right? Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. A lot of times it's negative. And so you got to look at it and you say, all right, I know Murphy's going to come try to get me this year, but we're going to punch Murphy in the face. When Murphy pops up, we say, okay, I knew you were coming, Murphy, and now I'm going to control what I can control. Mentally, physically, positive attitude, energy, putting your thoughts towards the right things, doing the right things, controlling the things that you can control. I see so many people get paralyzed with stress, and I've been there myself. Stressing over things that they have no control over. Something beautiful happens when you let go and let God. When you just, I don't have control over this situation. I don't know why it is this way. I don't know why things are acting. I don't know why. But what I do know is that I believe that God's in control. So I believe that I got to let it go. Let God. What can I control? That's my job. I got to bring my game. I can't leave it all on God. I got to say, I got to do this. And so I want you to get ready this 2024 to be prepared to overcome obstacles in the process of achieving and accomplishing your goals. I think what helps you, when I talked about people are going to say, oh man, this is crazy. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this when you're sacrificing, but they'll tell the doctor, good job. Is what helps you is you got to study with people that are on the same mission as you. When I look back on my high school or my college career, I look at college, and if I had a test coming up, it was easier for me because I would cram, wait till last second. If there was other people that were studying and I had to be in the library till 12, 1, 2 o'clock at night, it was better and easier for me to sit in the library if I had 3, 4 other people doing it. It's just easier. And so can you find people that are on the same mission as you? Like right now I'm on a fast, 72-hour fast. But I got a couple people that are on the fast with me. So when I start feeling bad for myself, I'm thinking, well, Mark probably feeling bad for himself too. James probably feeling bad for himself too. This person, or none of them are feeling bad for themselves, and so why are you going to feel bad for yourself? But when you're on your own, I'm not going to let these 3 get it done, and I'm not going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. We're going through the same things. We're making the same sacrifices. I have to watch people eat dinner tonight too. They're going to have to watch people eat dinner tonight too. We're going to have to watch people do things right and say, yep, I can't eat, you can. But I got 3 other people not eating too. Makes it a little bit easier. I can't go to the club. I don't know what your thing is. Might not be a fast. Maybe it's I can't go out every Saturday and be hungover the next day. So who's the 3 people I know are doing the same thing? Who's the 3 people going to bed early? Who's the 3 people getting up early in the morning? Who's the 3 people staying at the office all day? Who's the 3 people working early on the weekends and working weekends and making sacrifices? Hang around the winners. Hang around the other people that are making the necessary sacrifices to make their dream a reality, because my friend says sacrifice creates what? Sacrifice creates opportunity. And so if you're out here trying to create an opportunity for yourself and for others, sacrifices are going to be required. And so when you're in a position of sacrifices needing to be required, you have an option to either A, feel bad for yourself, or B, look at others that have made sacrifices that are maybe even more costly than yours. So I would say, I know people that have done 7-day, 30-day fasts. How can I not get through 72 hours? I know kids that are not by their family for medical school. I got to make some sacrifices, but I could see my family on the weekend if I choose to drive out there. I know a friend of mine that went to jail for 5 years and had 2 young kids, couldn't see his kids for 5 years. I can make a sacrifice and maybe miss a night or 2 here and there to do some things, because wouldn't that person love to see their kids once a week or twice a week? Instead of making myself feel bad, I'm looking at other people that have to make bigger sacrifices versus looking at people that make littler sacrifices. I'm looking at people that make bigger sacrifices and encouraging myself with those thoughts and those words about what it is that I need to do currently right now, because anybody that has created major opportunity for others has had to make major sacrifices. And the struggle you're going to have is if you're the one that is called to create the major opportunities for others, you're going to be the one making the major sacrifices, and people are going to be calling you major names. Because only those that have traveled that road understand what the mission requires. I was using the example, I think there was a video up on social media also talking about it. I was using that example about that old commercial where Eric Thomas was talking about, there was the Emmitt Smith commercial where he played for the Dallas Cowboys and they won a few Super Bowls. And right after the Super Bowl, they had a commercial. In the commercial, he just won a Super Bowl and he's bench pressing. And he said, I just won a Super Bowl. I could rest now. And he had the bar up and he rested for like 2 or 3 seconds. And then he went right back to it. Boom, pressing, back to working out. Again, I have a friend that I know, Hall of Famer, said, man, there was times I would get off the plane from an away game and I'd go straight to the locker room, straight to the gym, get back to working out. That's why that person that person becomes a all-pro, Hall of Famer, things of that nature. Those are the things that people don't see. The price. We see the reward, but we don't see the price. And in the mission of paying the price, you're called crazy. And so understand, part of the price that needs to be paid for greatness is consistency. And part of the price that needs to be paid for greatness and consistency is consistently sacrificing. And that means like, whoa, yep, right after Christmas, day after Christmas, we're going to celebrate a day or two and we're right back at it. Oh, we won a Super Bowl, we're going to celebrate a little bit, but we're right back at it. If not, there's not going to be a repeat. You show me a team that goes three-peat like the Bulls. You show me a team that repeats in a Super Bowl, I'm going to show you a team in a locker room that got a special leader or a couple special leaders that had that get back to work mentality. Not that let's celebrate our Super Bowl mentality all year. That's why rarely people can repeat. And so as we close out, I just want to encourage you, a lot can change in 1 year, as you know. I don't know if it's me, just the older I get or what it is, but I look back on this year and it's like, man, a bunch of things happened this year I didn't expect to happen. 2023. Circumstances, didn't expect. Death, I didn't expect. Injuries, I didn't expect. Bunch of things happened, didn't expect. People gone too soon, didn't expect. And so you know how much can happen in a year. Don't underestimate the power of what you can accomplish in the next 12 months, because so much can happen in 1 year, positive or negative. And so I just want to encourage you to make change this year. Look, and it's not about the gifts or the money. It's what do you want to do differently in 2024 to make positive strides and grow in the next 12 months? How do we want Christmas to look? And it's not about the presents. What do we want Christmas to look like 2024 versus 2023? What do we want New Year's Day, New Year's Eve to look like this time, right here, right today? What do we want this to look like 12 months from today? How long are you going to wait after the ball drops? 1 day? No day? 2 days? 3 days? The longer you wait, the more people are going to get ahead of you. A lot can change in 1 year. So I just want to encourage you to put your head down and grind keep your head up when obstacles arise in grind, and let's make the 2024 a great year. Let's keep stacking blocks. Let's make 2024 a great year for you, great year for your family, one bite at a time. And we thank you, one GRINDcast episode at a time. We thank you for sharing your time with us. You could have shared that time and spent that time on anything, and you chose to spend that time with us, and we're forever grateful for that. If there's anybody that you know that could benefit from this message, please help us share the GRINDcast, share it with somebody, and we appreciate you. Hope you had a great 2023. Looking forward to a better 2024, and I hope you'll still be here listening to us. All right, we appreciate you. God bless you, and thanks for coming and joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready, it's a new day.